Hi folks, I hope you all enjoyed your fill of Easter chocolate. Well, the market's certainly been playing its part in that regard recently. Respect of price of cocoa, let's have a quick look at it. It's been absolutely soaring. As I expect you've heard on the news, look at that move from 4 all the way up to 10 here on the ETF from Wisdom Tree that tracks the price of it. Well, for me, that's well beyond any sensible entry point now in terms of being able to manage my risk. But I am starting to see some opportunities in some other commodities, and today I wanted to focus on coffee. Now, as ever with commodities, it's a story of supply and demand imbalances that drives price movements. And there's been news recently about extreme temperatures and droughts leading to lower harvests. Particularly it impacted places like Vietnam, which is the world's second largest supplier of coffee beans, and also Indonesia, which is the world's third largest producer. So a number of articles talk about it. So that's a catalyst, right? So how could you play this? Well, I like to look at the Wisdom Tree ETFs, and they have a couple. Well, they've got three actually, but the one I'll start focusing on is got the tide-in of COFF, cough. So Wisdom Tree Coffee. You can see here, as ever, the price on the right-hand side of the screen is the daily, and on the left-hand side of the screen is the weekly view. Now, if you look at the daily, you can see that it's broken out here today from this sort of sideways flat range that it had been in for some time, and it's closed right at the top of the candle, top of the bar, showing some real strength there on a big pick up in volume for this particular instrument anyway. And so I think that gives a nice potential opportunity for an entry point here. As a mentor of mine used to say, a price is good above the line and bad below. And in that regard, we're talking about a line like this, where it's pushed above it, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of about four or five kind of attempts really, and now it's gone. And then here's the top of this candle here that's pushed above as well. So if I was looking for a trade opportunity, I'd be looking for it at an open and push above today's closing price, and then I'd manage my risk by having a stop either at the low of this bar, or maybe a little bit lower, maybe the lower of this bar here. So it would be a clear intraday violation of the kind of tops of these lines here. That's still going to give you a fairly tight sort of stop loss and ability to manage risk nicely there. Now, they also offer 2 CFL and 3 CFL, which are the 2 times and 3 times leverage plays on coffee. Now, some UK platforms will allow retail investors to trade leveraged ETFs if they've confirmed they've got the experience required to meet that sophisticated investor criteria. Personally, I think unless you've got a lot of experience in it, I wouldn't advocate doing that. You can see the 3 CFL chart is certainly quite a bit choppier, and as you'd expect, more volatile, a higher average true range, and therefore you really need to start looking at intraday risk management techniques to get the best out of trading an instrument like that. So I'm not going to go into that in any more detail in this video, possibly something for a future video. The other thing you need to be aware of is these instruments trade in USD. However, they trade the UK index hours. So you might have FX charges to consider depending on your platform. For me, where I'm trading in a SIP via Interactive Investor, where I hold my SIP, I hold a portion of my cash balance in USD at all times. So I've only paid that one-off FX fee to transfer my GBP into USD on that initial cash conversion, rather than every subsequent USD denominated trade I then do. So there you go, coffee, crucial drink for many and potentially an interesting trade setup. Now that Wisdom Tree ETF is tracking exposure to the total investment in coffee by the Bloomberg Coffee Sub-Index, just for interest. So as ever guys, this is not investment advice. trade your own plan, follow price, and respect risk. Cheers.